Teach me not a thing, can only get better.
Hello, everyone. These are Papses in the spin room, and this week, like not every other week, actually,
Oh.
we are live. So we are live on YouTube, we are live on Mixcloud, we are live on Twitch, with little troubles, but yes, we are live.
Yeah, no pressure. No phones will ring this time.
Yeah, and I also want to say that this is a little bit of a tribute to the beginnings of Papses. Because if you think about it, we started live.
It's true.
Before it was trendy, before people knew that you can be live.
I know we
Papses were ready.
had a different set. We had a different energy. We weren't even reading headlines at the time. Look how far we've gone.
Yeah. It's crazy because it's like Papses are progressing, but also paying the tribute to the origins.
We never forget our past.
Yes, we never do. But like every week, I'm with James the Papi. James, how you doing, my man?
I'm okay. It's been a long week, personally.
Yeah, how was your week? What did you do? Why it was a long week?
I don't know. I felt like I worked a lot. I did like 50 hours last week.
Oh, wow.
I was my knees are killing me. But all is good in the world.
It's called becoming old, my friend.
It is.
There's nothing else to it.
At the ripe age of 27.
It's crazy.
Yeah. How about yourself?
I wish I'll never live to that. I am okay. The week was kind of, up and downs. I have right now a month of non-drinking.
Well, you didn't tell me this. I thought we were meant to go out later today.
No, we still can go out, but like I'm gonna just drink soda.
Oh, so our traditional pint after recording is just Heineken Zero, I guess.
You just have to stick to pint with Farage, my friend. Your favorite. No, it's interesting because I did it once in the past, and I thought it was a waste of time.
Yeah.
But this time maybe it's gonna be different. You never know.
I did dry January, and it felt exactly the same.
Waste of
Still
time,
still woke up groggy. Still didn't want to get out of bed. So might as well stick to the booze.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably gonna cry in a month, but let me try it at least.
Well, before we start, though, I think we should acknowledge someone else that is in the room, a special guest.
Yeah, we have a special guest. So you guys cannot see it, but over there is one of the co-founders, one of the brains, one of the core muscles of WN Radio, Kasia.
Hi, Kasia.
Yeah, so Kasia came from Poland, and she's claiming she came for work, and she's just passing by coincidence, but I believe it's all the way around.
She wanted to see Papses in the spin room live.
Exactly. Work is just an excuse. But then if we already have the shenanigans behind us, we shall start talking about what is the core of that week, which are the newses we're going to be discussing.
I guess we're back to work. Okay, what are we talking about?
So as every week, I'm going to give you a little preview of what is happening. So we're going to be talking about the Nobel Prize and how Trump didn't get it. We're also going to be talking about how Putin, because not many people thought so, but Putin actually knows how to apologize. And he did it for the first time. We will be also talking about how the Green Party in UK, it's kind of turning into an interesting experiment. We have an expert here in the room. And and then what we're going to be talking about is primarily Gaza and a peace deal and what happened there. And is that a really peace deal or it's just an ambush? Yeah. Without further ado, I'm going to let you go with the first headline, my friend.
Well, we'll start with the biggest story, which is obviously Gaza. So we'll start with Sky News with their headline, Israel accuses Hamas of violating deal over dead hostages as Trump signs Gaza peace plan.
While Al Jazeera says after Israel wars halted, who is clashing with Hamas in Gaza?
Well, first of all, I think it's a reason of celebration. There is a ceasefire, a peace plan has been signed.
Which is a massive step ahead, fair enough.
It was, this was the never-ending war. This was the war that we were all scared it was going to go on forever because it has been going on forever.
Yeah, but then on the other hand, and I agree with you, but on the other hand, I don't want to be a party pooper, but I'm just thinking, is that really the peace we wanted? And also, is it not too late? I mean, like, it's never too late because always more people could have died, but then, it's a kind of, when we get to the point when Gaza became a desert, it's let's not pretend that suddenly Netanyahu and Trump save the world.
I mean, we've been talking about obviously the situation for many months, years, I think now. But last week we did go through some key points that we wanted to highlight about this peace plan, and
which we called ultimatum at the end of the day.
Yep. But we did highlight some concerns. That's why, as much as we celebrate the fact that there is no fighting happening at the moment, or is there, there's reason of concern.
Yeah, there is a reason to concern, and then the one and the prime reason to concern is that, like, after they penciled it down and they agreed to the ceasefire, then a few hours later, new bombs had been dropped by Israel.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, so because not many people remember that. But then actually, there was a one ceasefire in the past already.
We did have one.
Which has been broken very quickly.
Like that.
Like that. Netanyahu has a very short memory. And but then on the other hand, even though that happened, we see people coming back to Gaza. So do you think that's definite right now?
No, that's my short answer. And the reason for
You are a
this,
party pooper.
it's the party never stops. But the reason why the ceasefire broke last time was because of the hostages. And Israel was saying, oh, well, you didn't release all of them, or well, some of them were dead. And on a Monday 13th, as Sky News headline says, Israel accuses Hamas of violating deal over dead hostages. Because basically they requested this list of names of people that Hamas said that they said they were alive. I said, okay, we'll get all the alive ones. Turns out some of them were dead.
Yeah, but is that not another reason for Israel to break the ceasefire?
Oh, yeah, but they want the ceasefire to break. I mean, there's a joke that Trump made a deal, a fantastic deal that neither Hamas or Israel is happy with.
Yeah, that's true. But you don't think that this ceasefire is a little bit more solidified than the one which was there before? Because I think before it wasn't made together with Trump, speaking publicly about these rules and what is going to be provided. Because right now, if Israel will break the ceasefire, then really Trump his hands ties. Like he cannot do much. He cannot say suddenly, oh, but they broke the ceasefire deal, because he get too involved into creating this deal proposal in the first place.
I mean, listen, once his attention is on this, let's keep him there, because already next week he'll move on to something else.
Especially when he didn't get his Nobel Prize.
Exactly.
Well,
actually, speaking of, someone did say, I can't remember exactly who it was, that he could have potentially have won the prize for this Gaza deal, but it happened too late.
Well,
but 2026 might be his year.
Well, because you know how it is. Even the committee which is giving the Nobel Prize, they said that they already picked who will be granted with the Nobel Prize before Monday, which was the day when they, signed the ceasefire. And I think they were indicating already that he's not going to get the Nobel Prize. No. And then, is that our smooth little transition to the Nobel Prize?
It is, I guess. I do have one question for you, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Before.
I didn't want to, make it quick. Although it's tempting. It was so smooth. Oh my!
It was
God.
very smooth, very smooth.
Okay, go on.
But so you know how Biden did the ceasefire deal on the last day of his presidency.
He did on his last day of presidency. He did more than through the whole presidency, which is exciting.
Question I have now: Did Trump put more pressure on Netanyahu than Biden?
You see, I'm gonna be a politician right now, and I'm gonna say that to answer this question properly, I would have to know what is happening behind the closed doors, because you don't know how much of the influence Trump had on Netanyahu, outside of the media room, and what they were talking on the phone. I think it's a kind of speculation who put pressure on who, because I'm not saying that's true, but I think equally right might be theory that Netanyahu put pressure on Trump to get involved more and to help him making this ceasefire beneficial for Israel as much as possible. Because look at this. Right now, when the ceasefire is going to happen, Netanyahu won't be charged with all the crimes against humanity, which he would be if Trump wouldn't be part of the deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think Netanyahu said, okay, we destroy the whole Gaza, we get the whole territory, we get the deal, which is basically ultimatum that we're taking everything and they're getting scraps. And we have it validated by the guy who was, arguably the first runner-up for a Nobel Prize. Peace Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
So I think Trump wanted to manipulate him, and he get his sort of deal on this as well, because at the end of the day, he can say, hey, I kind of helped to keep that balanced.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other hand, he get manipulated at the same time.
Yeah. No.
Is that satisfactory answer?
That is a very satisfactory answer. Thank you, sir. For me, I give it a month. After a month, I'll be able to give my judgment. I don't trust this deal. If it holds, I'll trust it. I mean, personally, you say it depends what happened behind the closed door. Given Trump's history and given powerful men's history, including Epstein and P. Diddy, what happens next door, I don't want to know.
They're gonna take it down before the life will. That's okay.
So the Peace Prize.
So the Peace Prize, that was really smooth. That was way smoother than the one before. Well, the Peace Prize, just to finish on Gaza though, we're gonna keep you updated. We're gonna be observing what is happening. We're gonna see if they're looking for excuse to break it or if they're actually, doing what they said they will.
Yeah. And also, just because the peace happened doesn't mean we don't have to still keeping an eye on.
And who is keeping eye on better than Papses?
The Papses. We're the best at keeping an eye on stuff.
So now the Trump. So the Telegraph's headline says Putin, Trump's too good for the Nobel Peace Prize.
And the Guardian comes in with Nobel Peace Prize 2025. Maria Corina Machado wins for work promoting democratic rights in Venezuela. Let's focus on her first, because she is the star of the show. She is the one who won the Nobel Peace Prize for her activism in Venezuela, giving more democratic rights to its citizens. Basically, Venezuela was basically almost a tyranny.
It is still.
It still is. But her work 100% led it to be much more democratic. There's actually voting is possible.
Well, you see, the thing is, like, before her, there was quite a lot of people who were under the regime of Maduro, who is the, he is following up after Chavez presidency, who were trying to be the leaders of the opposition. There was a guy who we did an episode about this guy. I don't remember the name of him right now, but then he was really going for it and stuff. But he, as you said,
Was that Chavez?
No. Chavez was the guy before Maduro, but the guy from the opposition who was on the same side as Maria Corina, who was trying to revolutionize and kind of overtake the government, but he didn't succeed, and she did, even though she was stripped from her political rights. So something that changed was that she wasn't put in jail and arguably killed after. She was just kind of politically sorted out by Maduro regime, which is massive step ahead. But unfortunately, she got overshadowed by Trump.
Yeah.
and the whole speculation. And now I want to say something that she did amazing things, but then I also agreeing with theory that Trump possibly would even get this Nobel Prize, but he didn't get it because he himself was talking too much about it. And the Nobel Prize Committee couldn't really give him that because otherwise they would look like they're under pressure of politicians, which is quite funny.
Because obviously the chair of the Nobel Peace Prize committee was asked before the announcement and after about Trump. Beforehand, the committee, the head chair basically said, we have never had anyone campaign for a Nobel Peace Prize. Which I think is kind of the point of a Nobel Peace Prize. You're meant to be like a saint, a martyr, and by definition, they don't advertise themselves.
Yeah.
Which Trump, that's basically all he does.
Trump is one big advertisement.
Yes. He's an ad.
He's an ad. The ad who's playing golf and spending too much time in Florida.
Yeah. There's this great Instagram page that blanks out Trump's face, changes the voice, but the text of what he says is the same.
Oh no.
And obviously, it's incomprehensible, as in it doesn't really make sense. But what's missing is the vibe. Trump has a vibe, and somehow, even though what he's saying doesn't make sense, you understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
And that's because Trump the ad.
Because it's not about what you're saying, but more about how you're saying this, right?
Yeah.
We know it from the first, the start of body language and all the, selling techniques and stuff. So I believe his charisma or very tacky charisma is still doing the deal.
Another thing to note is why. I don't think we've ever mentioned why Trump wanted a Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, because he said that he finished 8 wars.
No, that's all part of the campaign. But the core reason why he wanted a Nobel Peace Prize,
Because this is the only thing he doesn't have in the world.
because Obama won it, and he hates Obama. He ran for president because of Obama, and now he wants to one-up him by winning the Nobel Peace Prize as well.
Do you think Do you think there is a serious chance of him getting the Nobel Peace Prize next year?
No. I mean, we will go soon through the reasons why he can't.
Yeah.
He's not the person for peace, democracy, stability, and chill vibes.
But I just want to say as well that you see, we didn't want to overshadow Maria Karina, and we still did, even though we had an aim to not do it, even though she did amazing stuff. But again,
It's because Trump overshadowed her.
Yeah.
Trump is always allowed this voice in the room. Aye.
This is gonna take some time, to get rid of that habit talking about the Trump all the time. But hey, Maria Karina,
Well done. Cheers.
yeah, there you go. Okay, we are going. Shall we go to the next?
Well, it's I guess it is. It's tangent to the story we've been talking about. An example of why Trump cannot win the Nobel Peace Prize,
Okay, please go ahead.
which is a story from NBC News. Which says Trump accidentally posted message pressuring Pam Bondi to charge his enemies. Source says. The source, of course, being his own Truth Social, his own platform.
Yeah, that's funny. He has his own social media. This guy.
Called Truth. So what happened here? So the person that Trump was posting about is a dude called James Comey. Comey is famous because of a report that was released in 1718 called
Right.
the Comey Report, also known as the Russia Report, which was all about the interference between Russia on the 2016 general election in the US.
Yeah.
Which, even though it said that there was no direct contact between Trump and the Russians, that the Russians 100% interfered in the election.
Well, let me stop you here. Do you have the sources confirming that 100% means 100%?
Are you doing a Trump now? I don't understand.
No. I'm just trying to be, because I exactly know what you're saying. They were saying that during this election, the Russian trolls, as they call them, they were hugely infiltrating the voting system, even per se. But then, do we have the solid proofs for it? Because we are extremely influential political podcast.
Oh, well, that we are.
And we have to weigh every word, okay? Because there are millions of people who are creating their opinions watching this right now.
So let's put it this way.
Yeah, be diplomatic.
The,
be diplomatic.
So just to give equal weight to the two sources, the then head of the FBI, James Comey, said that there was interference. Trump did not believe him. However, he goes on a little trip to Moscow where he meets Putin and then comes out and says, oh no, I believe Putin that he didn't interfere. I believe the president of Russia over my own head of the FBI.
It's true, but bear in mind that there were, that Putin didn't live with FBI good the whole time. Even during this second pre-election, there was a lot of voices saying that the FBI is actually working against Putin. Even the assassination attempt was also said that someone ignored the signals on purpose and stuff. I'm not defending Trump.
Oh no! Doesn't seem like it whatsoever.
I'm defending the objective.
Okay. Well, listen, I've given my sources. You obviously feel free to judge who you trust more as a source. All I'm saying now, why we're talking about this today, is that at the moment, James Comey is on trial because of this report.
Right, and how the trial is going so far?
Well, it's everyone against James Comey. Trump controls the judiciary.
Do you think Netflix is going to do a show about it?
There's already shows. There's actually already shows about James Comey.
Nice.
There's one on
At
Paramount.
least someone
which is not
can
bad.
make some money on it. If James has to rot in jail, that's okay.
Exactly. Was there one thing I did want to yes, the one thing our boy Biden is coming back in the news.
Biden is going through the cancer treatment right now, my friend.
He is.
He's not in the best shape.
No, he's not. Prostate radiotherapy. That's sad.
Well,
but on his last day, we're going back to the last day of Biden's presidency again, because on the last day, he pardoned a bunch of people,
including his son, which he promised he never will.
But can you blame him now? Especially if now Trump is pushing Pam Bondi, his attorney general, to sue his political enemies faster.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I'm not the judge to say that he did something wrong pardoning his son. Mm-hmm. That's one thing.
And I thought you just did, but it's okay.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's not like he didn't mention that he will, or it was like, he said very clearly, I'm never going to do it, including my son. He said it clearly, he underlined it, he emphasized it, he did everything to kind of leave the, good impression after that, and he broke it in the last day.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, I think in the long run, for instance, when the Democrats will try to, win the next president run, that can be taken very easily and put in a debate against them. So I think even from that point of view, it's just not looking very good. But if that would be up to me, if I would be American president, I would pardon my son, not even waiting to the last day. I just wouldn't vouch for it in a
Okay.
run.
I mean, you're focusing a lot on the son, but to me, the main focus is it was his son because Trump kept going on about his son.
Yeah, that's true.
But, someone I can't remember who else was there, but for example, Nancy Pelosi, of course Trump is going to go after Nancy Pelosi for whatever reason he can come up with, but because Nancy is a big opposition to Trump.
Yeah.
And he's going to go after her.
Yeah, of course, and then of course, and we can mention it more and more. He's obviously also going to court with the companies which are main, like for instance, he wants to. That's a side topic, and I don't want to detour too much. But for instance, I was listening about like how he's chasing Soros right now, who is one of the biggest donors for Republicans. So of
Democrats,
sorry. So of course he's doing this left and right. But,
Anyway, that's reason number one why Trump should not win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, that's very true. Because he's doing a little bit of a mess in his own garden.
Considering the one that won this year was pro-democracy, and this seems to be an anti-democratic move.
Yeah, just, you know what? The conclusion is, give it to people like Maria.
Well done.
Serve it for Foreign Squad.
Well done, Maria.
Okay, the next thing is something which is close to my heart.
Yeah, that's your story, baby.
That's my story. So, Putin learned how to apologize, and and the Politico has a headline about it, saying Trump may speak with Putin about sending tomahawks to Ukraine to afford to end war.
And Eurasia Net says Azerbaijan compels Putin to take responsibility for civilian jetliner shoot-down incident.
Yeah, so we are coming back, I think that story looping back over a year now, year and a half. So remind me how to pronounce this country in this beautiful language of English of ours?
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
What is it in Polish?
Azerbaijan.
That sounds the same. It's the same.
But anyway, it's a difficult word. Okay?
It's a difficult word.
Forgive it. So basically, Russia shot the plane with civilians on board, which belonged to Azerbaijan, and for a very long time, Russia didn't want to do anything about it, and didn't admit to it, and was even making Azerbaijan, politicians who are stationing in Russia very difficult. They were, putting them in jail. But then Azerbaijan didn't kind of chicken out, and they started doing the same. So they started to put in prison the journalists of Russia Today and everyone who was coming from Russian government in their country. But then they did something which Putin didn't expect. So what they did, they used Trump to finish the war with Armenia.
Or Albania, as Trump said.
That's a little detail.
Yeah.
Who would care? But anyway, that gave Putin a little bit of chills, because he was like, okay, no matter what's happening in the rest of the world, this part of the world is my zone of influence. And then suddenly, when they use Trump, and then Trump, because coming there, acting as a clown and helping them to sign the peace. I mean, like, acting as a clown is a bit, it's a bit, maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but basically he didn't do much except come in, flashing his face to the camera, shaking hands and signing the deal.
I don't know. He put on orange makeup on his face. It's
pretty
not
clown.
makeup,
Baby. It's too much time in Florida, as I said. But anyway, what he did, he showed them that Azerbaijan and Armenia are turning their heads right. So then Putin right now publicly apologized. He said he's gonna pay the insurance to the companies, and he basically, admitted that it was their fault, because before he was saying no, those are Ukrainian drones which hit your plane. And I think that's quite historical. Even though I remember, and now let me say something, I remember when it first happened, that they signed a peace deal. And when we were setting up the topics for our Papses, I told you that there is a peace between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and you said,
whatever. It's a non-story.
And you see the little internal battle between Papses.
Yeah, it's all behind the scenes. You don't see it, but there's screaming matches.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension.
That's really why he stopped drinking, because we used to throw pint glasses at each other over these stories.
That's exactly it. Experience.
Anyway,
So what do you think about that?
I mean, it is quite. It's important. I mean, it's you know what? It's important. It's very important. Thank you, Paps, for bringing the story up, because is this one of the first times that Putin has apologized?
Well,
That's my question.
to be honest, I track it because I've seen the big headline. He apologized for the first time, and then I was like, okay, before I'm gonna bring it into Papses, let me verify that. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything what is here is verified
Fact.
multiple times.
We've got teams and teams behind the scene fact checking.
Exactly. So then I ask all my sources in all the countries in the world,
Yeah.
and they deliver
Azerbaijan correspondent, Russia correspondent,
Armenian.
yeah.
the
Albanian, just in case.
the guys from Oman.
Yeah.
Even though they're not involved, I just check with them just in case. And I gotta tell you, there is no single case of this guy apologizing ever before.
Can he teach the other tyrants in the world to apologize?
No, but I think he deserves Nobel.
Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, that would piss Trump so much off.
Imagine.
Putin got it and not Trump. God damn.
In a parallel dimension, that's probably happening
Yeah.
right now.
Well, anyway, just on a more serious note, will the peace and this aftermath stay in Azerbaijan and Armenia?
I think the peace will stay, but I also want to say, because one of the first headlines, the first out of two headlines which we read related to that fact, didn't really didn't seem to be very relevant, but about the tomahawks in Ukraine. The U.S. said, to Trump say, really, that they might send the tomahawks to Ukraine if Putin won't stop the war, won't sign the ceasefire. And I think even though Trump said, as he is always saying, oh, we might not, we will see if they're not going to sign the peace deal, we might, but we might not. That doesn't mean anything. But I think a comment like that from him, it's a kind of a feeling of Russia being a little bit weaker. Being like giving the signs that they are stepping back a little bit, because I don't feel Trump would be able to say such a thing maybe 2 months ago. And then reaction from the Russian side was, we cannot guarantee, how we can recognize that those missiles, because just to give a clear picture to everyone, Tomahawk missiles, they're reaching 1,500 miles, which means that you can shoot from Ukraine straight to Moscow. And they're saying, we won't be able to verify it if they're not holding any atomic, loads and stuff. So this is like a, clear signal that it's going to be, that is going to possibly trigger the Third World War, the atomic bomb war and stuff like that. But then still...
I smile because you said atomic loads and...
I'm smuggling a little things like that.
Yeah, damn,
it's if you're going to crack up or not.
It's a very blue episode, this.
And we're live. This is
And we're
perfect.
live. Can't even edit it in post. Cool. Have we covered extensively as much as you would like?
No, I just
the
want to
story.
ask you to
Sorry.
finish, I just want to ask you to finish it off. Do you think that the tomahawks is a little bit of an aftermath of Russia showing their, that they are able to apologize? Do you think that's related, or I'm just making it up and looking for drama? Because I wouldn't blame you. I like drama.
Yeah. No, I live for the drama. When it's not about me, I love it. So I think the only relation that there can be is that Trump has taken ownership of the peace between Azerbaijan and Albania. Oh, Armenia. But but I think Putin is saying, no, we were there first. I'm not gonna do an impression this time. I think the tomahawks are more because Trump is losing interest in Gaza, and all right, done. What's next? Oh yeah,
finish another war.
Ukraine, the one that was going to be dealt with on day one. Maybe his attention is going to go back to that. I don't know, but I think it's more. I think we're estimating Trump a bit too much. I think because he's got very short attention span. So as I said, was his attention is on Gaza? Let's keep him there. Let's get it sorted.
He's the only guy in his 80s who is actually Gen Z.
Yeah. Yeah.
His attention span is
It's
ruled
just-
by TikTok.
exactly.
Okay.
So that's my opinion. That he's just on to the next thing.
Right. Okay. Let that soak in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how it is. Let's see how it's going to evolve. And let's move to the next topic.
Yes.
And the next topic, I'm going to start with a headline because then I'm going to give voice to you because you, obviously, this is your thing.
The Tories.
So the Mirror says Tory conference branded like a wake with rows of empty seats at key speech.
And the Daily Star. I'm not even going to do the voice here because the story speaks itself. Cocaine found at Tory party conference as investigators discover traces in the toilets.
And I'm sorry, before we're gonna start, I just want to ask: is cocaine a kind of a sort of a signature? Like it should be a logo? Tory party?
Yeah, it should be a signature for Westminster. Like Westminster, it's sponsored by Colombia. We said last week that the one thing that can bring all political parties together, regardless of their ideological differences, is a love for cocaine.
And I think that's noble.
Well done, guys. Well done.
So what do you think about empty rows on the Tory conference? Does it mean that it cannot get any worse and now every news about them going to be positive then?
So, you know how we argue about these stories and I said, no, we need to talk about the Conservative part. Said, no, but do we even care? Does anyone care about this? I said, no, that's the story. Because the Tory party, the party that for the last 200 years rolled over 170 of them, the Tory party that won the biggest majority of all time in 2019, the Tory party that was in government for 14 years is now gone. It's meaningless. It's redundant.
So let me ask you something, because yesterday I had this conversation actually. Do you think that it's the same thing happening to the Tory party as much as it's happening to Democrats in US? And I am diagnosing this as a lack of leadership, lack of charisma, and the most unpopular people in their countries. Oh my God, are you doing the impression? Are you are you cooking it up? No. Okay.
Democrat? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. No, I mean the Tories they've just been replaced by reform.
No. I think it's a little bit of an overstatement. What do you mean they've been replaced? The reform is here, is on the market just for a minute, and they're extreme right, and extreme right is always making the headlines. But when it comes to the election, they're never exceeding 2-digit score. That's the story of every extreme party in every country. Maybe right now we're witnessing the history.
Yeah.
In other European countries like
AFD
and all that stuff. I got it, but still, it's a Brexit dude who is running the reform. I think it's a little bit too. Even the Tory is running empty conferences. I think it's a little bit exaggeration that they've been already replaced by reform.
I don't think so. All polling suggests that reform will win the next general election. Okay, bear in mind the next general election is in 3-4 years time, so a lot changes in 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. But most would suggest that Farage will be the next prime minister. If he
Please no. I mean, like, we are objective here, but
yeah,
please no.
Don't install Weatherspoons in Downing Street. Like, no, I mean, the fact that the Tories are dead, I agree. There's no coming back from the Tories. The centre-right has no home anymore. But that's everywhere. I mean, the centre-right is Labour now.
Okay, but it's okay. So let me rephrase the question. Do you think that they're gone forever, or do you think that they're gone? Because I still don't think that's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. But I think if Farage would become prime minister, a reform would become a new ruling party in, let's say, next 3 years. Mm-hmm. I think after 6 months or a year time, when people are gonna run out of patience, they're gonna be like, okay. So right now, we don't want Farage anymore. Last time was Labour, which was terrible. Tory is back on the market.
I think the Tories are gone.
Well,
I mean,
completely.
And this saddens me. I love the Tory party, not because of the ideologies, not because of the policies or the prime ministers. They're just weird and hilarious. I mean, how excited did I used to get when the Tories were in power and there was another scandal, another...
No, it's true, but ideologically, you're a secret communist. How come you lost?
Guys, it's because I'm a secret communist. I want the downfall of capitalism,
No,
and it can only be done through the Tories.
No, of course I'm joking, but it's like, it's still, I don't know. I think it's a little bit, you're going a little bit ahead of ourselves saying
I
that they're
mean,
gone, but
Okay, bear in mind they're the second biggest party in terms of MPs,
yeah, exactly.
but the polling is below. It's the lowest polling party in the UK, and this includes like the Looney Party. It includes Count Binface. It includes the weird parties.
Right. But then, okay, so let me just cut it out and say, like every upcoming YouTube star, let us know in comments if you think the same about Tory's party.
Let's do a poll. Actually, this could be a fun social media thing.
Let's do a poll. Are they gone?
Are they gone? But I want to mention someone who isn't gone, but is becoming, which is the Green Party.
And I just want to say that, how at the beginning Papses were always finishing with a little fun fact? I think that's a sweet combination of a fact and a fun, ridiculous fact, which going to end up this episode.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
please.
I'm gonna start with the interesting, and then we'll go to the ridiculous.
Okay, go
Just because I want to paint a nice picture of this guy, Polanski. So Polanski just got elected as leader of the Green Party. This happened about a month ago. The reason why we're bringing it up today,
But are you talking about the director?
the leader of the party, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The reason we're bringing it up today is because, first of all, they've had their conference recently, as every party has had in the last few weeks. But also, most importantly, as Sky News reports, the Green Party membership overtakes the Liberal Democrats under Polanski. Liberal Democrats are the third party of the UK. They have a very... You're just laughing about what's coming. Let me talk about this guy first. And how good he is, okay? Liberal Democrats, third party in the UK, big pool of membership because they do a lot of local campaigning. Like they've got loads more councillors compared to MPs.
Fair enough.
But the Greens are actually have more MPs than Reform in Parliament at the moment. I think they've got 8 or 12.
Yeah, but are they worth anything? Because this is the question.
Well, that's my point. I think they will. They are. Polanski is getting more and more momentum. They've got now they've got even a bigger membership. The
Wait,
policies
a
are
few minutes
interesting.
ago, you were saying that Reform gonna become the ruling party of this country.
No, I'm thinking Green Party is going to overtake Labour. They'll be the new Labour.
Okay.
That's.
See, I'm not that sharp. I'm getting there, but that's not yet.
This Polanski guy is much more populist. He's very left wing. I saw this reel he did. It was like a little campaign thing where he started off with, the situation in England is shit. The rivers, full of shit. Politicians, full of shit. The economy, shit. He talks like a common man. I would love to have a pint with this man. I think he's going to be the next Jeremy Corbyn.
Only for that reason. To have a pint with him.
Now, before he was a politician, and this is where Blaze will laugh,
Yeah, this is my favorite part.
he was a hypnotist. He
Please tell the fact.
very famously, a woman approached him, asking for her breast to be enlarged, and he said, "Okay, let me give it a go." He puts her down, hypnotizes her, and sources say that her breast grew 2 sizes. The woman believes that it was because of Polanski. Polanski is not sure about it.
Himself is not believing this.
All I'm saying, vote Green, bigger breasts for all.
And I just want to say that this is so ridiculous that we were talking about the guy who's trying to be one of the prime politicians on the scene of one of the biggest countries, one of the most influential countries in the world. And he was like hypnotized.
I mean, but imagine, like, say he meets Trump, and because Trump now has become, third-term president, fully tyrannical.
Yeah.
One meeting with Polanski, he's gonna be the biggest commie, even more than Bernie Sanders.
I mean, like, is he helping
And you'll have
everything
boobs.
to grow? Exactly. Well, okay. So your diagnosis is Green Party will replace Labour and Farage and Reform will replace Tories.
Yes, and which is I am a bit sad because obviously I like Corbyn, but the Your Party unfortunately died before it started.
Yeah, that's really sad.
That is sad.
I'm not going to be able to sleep.
But-
but shall we add it to the pool?
Let's add it to
So
it.
do you think that that will happen? What I just
That
said.
the Greens will replace Labour, and that Reform is replacing the Tories. I mean, Labour is not dead. Labour is not dead yet, but I think the Greens will be a good opposition
Yeah.
to push Labour to the left, because at the moment Reform is pushing Labour to the right.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see. And anyway, again, the campaign, vote Green for bigger breasts. I think that's a winner.
Yeah.
Polanski, you can take it.
Thank you so much for this episode, Paps. I hope you were enjoying being. Did you feel a bit stressed being live?
No, I love being live. I love having an audience. I'm very vain like that. I'm very vain.
Well, to be honest, I've been a bit stressed.
Yeah.
I just didn't show it. I hope. But
No.
I've been a little bit like,
Yeah.
oh my god, people are watching.
I mean, you were a bit chirpy.
Yeah. But I think we deliver. I think we made it. I think it was a long episode,
I
almost 50 minutes.
know it's live, so I can't really see how much we did, but
Yeah,
53
minutes.
God
Oh my
damn! Thank you, producer in the back.
Thank you, and we're gonna see you next week live, and then every Wednesday we're going on Spotify, on YouTube, on Mixcloud, Twitch, and w1radio.com.
Teach me not a thing, can only get better, it can only get